So I realized that since I started this channel, uh, my view on things, on a lot of things, changed, and especially the goal of making this very channel. Um, at first, I wanted to document my journey, which is sort of still the case, and just random updates, talk about whatever I want to talk, just in front of the camera, just to put it out there. I've never really seen the views on my channel or anything. Uh, I know it's low, but it's not the purpose. I just do it, and I sort of don't know why I do it, but I just do it. And at first, I wanted to document my journey in business entrepreneurship because that's what I wanted to do initially. I'm still in an entrepreneurship program right now in college, and I started this channel when I was 15 in secondary four, which is 2 years before you enter college. So you have Sec 4 and Sec 5, and then you enter college. So I was 15, I'm 17 now, and I'm turning 18 in a month. So the goal has really changed, and my view on things as well. Initially, was about entrepreneurship, making money, but making money while helping the world, of course. But then, at first, what was on my mind was just making money, because what I was taught was what I was thought, and also what I thought was that if you have money, you can do anything, which is sort of true, but there's also a lot of things that money can't buy. And that's why my vision of things and where I see myself in the future has really changed, because I don't want to just make money now. I think for me, making money, yes, it's somewhat important, but then making money will mostly be secondary. What I want to do is do what I love, just create things, right? Whether it's because initially when I wanted to just make money through entrepreneurship, I saw this as just I just make money. That's the whole thing of it. But now I see my life and goal as more of an art. What I mean by art is that art is everywhere around us, right? And especially in the entertainment industry. And that's sort of where I look into now. Because it's very different from just making money and doing this while making money, Because if it's about entrepreneurship, business, etc., money is the goal, money is the main thing. But if, for example, there's someone who makes music or somebody who makes movies, they just make these things. They make movies, they make music, but then making money is secondary. They make money as well as doing this. I don't know if you're following me with what I mean, but that's sort of what it is. And that's sort of what I want it to be. 2 or 3 years ago, and it's crazy that I still remember this, but 3 years ago, I would say, I was at a trampoline park, and a lady told me that money is only a tool, a stranger. She told me money is just a tool. It's only a tool, it's not everything. It's just a tool, something that you use to get by, to sort of trade, right? It's just a tool, that's what she said. When I was at the point of my life where I considered that money was everything. I'll tell you another story that my dad said. Where he works, there is a guy who is single, lives alone, has a very basic car, I think a Honda Civic, or sort of Honda or Toyota in general. And he lives alone. He has nothing to do of his days. He just works. That's all that the guy does. He works. And he has nothing to spend his money on. And when he takes days off or doesn't work, he has nothing to do. He's just bored. So he has a lot of money now because he works all day, sometimes 7 days a week. So he has all this money, nothing to spend it on, and doesn't know what to do with it. And he has all of that. He's quite rich, maybe. I don't know if you consider that rich, but he has a lot of money. And now he was diagnosed with, I believe it was cancer or a tumor. I'm not sure, one of these, but a big health problem that could potentially cost him his life. So the guy worked his whole life. He has all this money, right? All he did of his life was work. And now he has a very big health issue and could die because of it. His case is a bit different because he just didn't spend his money because he didn't really know what to spend it on. He was sort of bored of anything. But imagine if you work your whole life just saving money because you just want money. It's just numbers on your bank account, and then one day something happens and you lose it all. When you look back at your life, all your life was just work to afford this money that now goes away. Especially him, because he was alone, he didn't have any family or relatives. So if something were to happen, that money would just be gone. He would have worked his whole life for nothing, right? Now, I don't know if he enjoys working or something, but you know what I mean. That's just something I don't want to happen. And I used to be like this, right? When I have money, I save it, put it on the side. It's smart, right? But also, you have to enjoy life. And that's where my psychology change happened. Because if you ask if you asked me of 3 years ago, like, hey, I just got $100, what should I do with it? Should I do this? Should I do that? The me of 3 years ago would tell you just save it or invest when you can, something like that. But the me of now would tell you, okay, you take that 100, and if you can do something meaningful with it, like memories, something like that. 100 is not a lot, let's be honest. But if you could do something meaningful with it, an activity, and you experience anything, do it. Why not? Because initially I was materialistic. I would say, okay, either save it, like put it on the side, or either just do a big purchase with it, purchase like a big item, right? For all that $100, a new item, I don't know, a guitar, anything like that, right? But the me of now would tell you to just live these experiences. So in secondary 3, I met a guy. I won't say his name. I don't know if he'll allow me. He'll probably allow me. And he might watch my videos, so you might know who you are. But I met a guy. I met him in Sec 1, but we weren't friends. But in Sec 3, we talked, etc. And then that's when we started going out. We started going to chalets. A chalet, that's how you say it in English, yeah. Theme parks. That's my best friend right there. And he's the one who I really shared that common passion of entrepreneurship. And we both shared that common passion of business, making money while being anywhere in the world. And he's also the one that I had my first 2 international trips. Why do I say it like that? Just trips. So this summer that happened, right? And this last month or 2 with him, and the second one with another friend. But he loves traveling, and he's the one that also taught me that traveling is very good, in a sense that it opens up your mind, because you can view things online, but you never know what it actually feels like, what it really is like, until you're there. And he opened up my mind about this thing of experiences instead of saving money or doing a big purchase with it. It's just all 3 are good, but you have to figure out when to do it. When is the good time to do this? When is the good time to do that? Because to be honest, saving money, like putting it on the side, is very good. Investing is very good. Doing a big purchase when you saved up all this money is very good. Doing these experiences like trips is also very good. But if you only do one, if I only do trips with my money, I might be in a not so good looking situation if I need money. And that's why I'm saying this, because all of these are good, but not one is good, and not like not just one of them is the right answer and the other ones are the wrong answer. That's what I mean by that. So this is all I wanted to say really today. I don't know if it really made sense because I was talking so much. But yeah, it's really about that change of mindset and thinking that I really wanted to talk about today, because it really changed. And I'm very lucky because I made this channel and I post on here and all the videos are there of me just talking to a camera, so I can just go back and see all the videos. And it's interesting because we can just see me growing, the mindset really growing in there and updating. It's fascinating. I know I will do this in a couple of years or something. Probably like rewatch all my videos or something like that. Because that's insane. This change that is all documented through me talking to this camera right here. Like maybe one day if I do become something, you know, I have all these videos, I have my whole thinking process, whatever I did, etc. It's right there. So it's a whole documentary being built on my life, if we could say it like that. Although this channel, I don't know if I will continue to just do this, talk to this camera like that. You know, I might want to post some real content, which is what I talked about earlier. You know, I talked about music, I talked about movies, creations and entertainment in general. That's probably what I want to do. And now that I mention it, do I regret going into the entrepreneurship program? Not necessarily though, because the entrepreneurship program, yes, it's about business, but it's also maybe what will help me acquire the skill to monetize what I do properly. Because I don't want to take money from everyone recklessly either. You know, it has to be done right. Thing is, when I see these people just monetizing their things in a way that is unreasonable, I don't know if I like that. Like for them to make millions, they sell a T-shirt at $300. I don't know, unless it's like a collector limited edition, something like. I don't know if I would call that justifiable. I just know that I want to be one of these people. Yeah. But anyway, maybe when you are that person who does a certain thing, it's only then that you understand. Because for us, for a normal person, if I talk about a musician, for example, like it's very easy for me to comment on it without knowing the proper business structure, marketing structure, and everything, and like the career of the person, right? I used to always say, before I used to fight in kickboxing, before I used to start that, maybe when I would watch fights, when I myself didn't fight, I would say, "Oh, he sucks. Why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't he do that?" Because I was like, when watching a boxing fight, for example, I was like, "Hey, if that was me fighting, I would fight, and I would also talk to the commentary like that would be easy." Or if I would fight, oh, if I was this guy, I would just pull away. I would just go. But then once you actually do that thing, you realize it's not that easy. And there's a lot of things that you miss. My dad once told me that at some point I told him, why don't we live in the USA? At some point I wanted to live in the USA, and or in Toronto, um, and he told me like, you know, there's a lot of things as a child that you don't see that me as an adult I do see, like the price of gas, the price of housings, the different policies and laws, cost of groceries, stuff like that, and electricity, water as well, anything like that. For me, it was when I was a kid, it was just as simple as moving to that place. Like, okay, you want to live in the US, you want to go to New York? Okay, let's go live in New York. For me, it was just as simple as that. In my mind, it wasn't, there wasn't any of this. So I said, oh, why don't we live there? But it's really when you understand a certain thing that you can really talk and comment properly about it while being accurate and really understand these things. But yeah, what I want to do is create, basically. I want to create for people. There's creations all around us, um, digital, mechanical, structural, whatever it is. But just creating. That's interesting. You can create whatever, but how you do it and whatever your creation is, there's always a way to make it exciting and how do I say this? Impactful, sort of. Because some people do a lot of things, they create a lot of things, but not many things are very impactful. But yeah, if we could create anything in this life, it's just crazy that we cannot use this power properly. Like I say it often with coding, you can create anything you want digitally. Digitally, it's a bit hard to say that word, but you can create anything, and there's not really limits to what you can create with coding. That's what I find interesting. There's no real limit to what you can do. It's always advancing. So whatever creation it is, whether it's a movie, so acting or directing a movie, anything like that, if it's social media, if it's something physical like a gadget or a statue structure, whatever. I always find that so interesting, the process of how people come up with things and create these things, because we often see the ending result. I'll give you an example. The movie that released very recently by Christopher Nolan, The Odyssey, we all see the ending result of that movie, and we might say, okay, that's super easy, I would have done it. But what if we tell you, okay, go make that movie, remake it, but we erase from your mind anything that you know about the Odyssey, like for you it never existed. That's how crazy it is, because we all can see a creation, but very few saw and believed in the vision before the creation even happened. Like if a guy comes up to you with this idea, okay, the Odyssey, yeah, that's how it's gonna be, etc., you would probably be like, eh. But once it's there, you're like, wow. It's like Stanley, the creator of many iconic superheroes, especially in Marvel. Well, in Marvel only, like Spider-Man, etc. So there's a story about him having the initial idea of Spider-Man, and he talked about it to his, I believe, manager or something like that, and he wasn't a very big fan of the idea. But Stanley wasn't convinced. He, I believe, published it to the news journal or something like that. The base idea or something. I really don't remember, but he published it anyway to clear his mind. And then next day or a couple days later, his manager or whatever the guy was, he came back to him and said, "Hey Stan, do you remember this character that we both loved so much, Spider-Man? It's going around, etc." It was sort of as a joke, but yeah, basically everybody liked the idea. While that person, the manager or anything, was against it, but he didn't let him push him out of it. He published it anyway. People really like it, and look what Spider-Man is now. It's a global icon. Everybody knows what Spider-Man is. That's an example. Well, do I have? Nope. I thought I had a client. That's where they usually come from, right there, and then they appear. But that's all I had to say right now. Just creation is amazing, and the change of mindset. I think that's what I'm gonna title this video. My change of perspective. That's a great title. Now I have to work. It was raining, but by the time I was done with making this video, it stopped raining. And it's sunny again. Even if there's drops on the floor. Oh, it's still raining a bit. Tiny bit right there. Oh, there we go. That's it for today.